How do you plot your stories? Are they fully plotted at the beginning, or do you just write and see what happens?
I'm definitely not a begin and see what happens person. I haven't yet, and I don't think I ever will, type when I do my work on the computer. I haven't typed a single word of a story until I know exactly how the book ends or how the story ends. And I find it strange sometimes that I see the ending of a story sometimes before I know all the story. Like I've got an idea, and writing the first Ishmael book of Ishmael and being bullied and Ishmael and Kelly and different things, I started to imagine. I knew what the final scene would be. I knew what Kelly would do and what Ishmael would do and what the last words would be. And when I can see that ending and I'm happy with it, and I think I'm a big ending sort of person, and I like it and I think it's strong and powerful, then I can start the story not knowing everything about it, but knowing that I'm going somewhere. I don't think I could start a story without knowing that, because I'd be worried that there may not be an ending to it, that I might not have an ending that works properly, and therefore the whole story to me wouldn't work. So for each of the books, I've thought about them a long time. I hardly ever write anything down. I think about them, and I've got like the main points along the story, and then I start to write, and it changes and develops and fills in along the way. But at least I know where I'm heading towards.
What's next for Ishmael? The dreaded HSC, perhaps?
Yeah, well, I would like to write 2 more books for Ishmael. I would like to write his Year 11 year and Year 12 year. I'm sort of thinking in Queensland terms, so we have a different sort of exam system up there, but it'd be something like that. The book, like The Running Man, I'm very proud of that book, but I don't think of those characters anymore. To me, that story has been finished, and sometimes I get asked, you're going to write more and tell us what happens about that. And I say, well, I don't really know what happens, and that story is complete. But for the boys in the Ishmael books, I think about them all the time. I really like those characters. I imagine them in different situations, and I want to write about them. And so I would love to write their Year 11 year, and I would love to write their Year 12 year. Particularly, I would love to write those final scenes where they go off into the world and they say goodbye to Miss Tarango, and they, maybe one of the things could be, what do they do for her, or what do they give to her, because she's been such a great mentor to them and a great teacher. I don't know what they would do, but I think it'd be nice to try to write those scenes. If I ever get that far, I think that would be a very sad day when I write those final scenes for me.